The battle between the SSA Commissioner and Elizabeth Warren continues. As you can see here, Social Security pushes back on Warren and touts transparency and service. So they've been going back and forth, writing letters, making it public. Elizabeth Warren saying Social Security is really bad. This is Elizabeth Warren, by the way, if you didn't remember that. And SSA Commissioner Frank Bisignano says fear-mongering and reckless lies that Social Security is going away, and saying the time has come to stop weaponizing Social Security. The American people do not want a Social Security war room. They want their leaders to protect and preserve Social Security. So he also said a bunch of other things, and I'm going to provide receipts of what he said there. Here's a quick clip of what he said recently.
I mean, people said when I took Social Security, I was going to break it. If you look at my career, I think it's quite the opposite. And we're doing it right now, technically fixing it.
I'll play you that full video clip. Also, when it comes to interest rates, you may have seen in the news how interest rates are dropping and may continue to drop throughout the year. The big question is, how will the interest rate cuts impact my Social Security checks? Could your checks go up or down? Well, I'm going to let you know exactly what is going to happen to your Social Security checks related to the interest rate cuts. And I'll give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate the Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So this is just coming in as Social Security pushes back on Warren, touts transparency and service under Trump. So this is the SSA Commissioner right here, Frank Bisignano, new commissioner under President Trump. Now, there's been a back and forth over the past few months. Senator Elizabeth Warren has been saying that the Social Security Administration is bad, it's getting worse, the service is bad and getting worse. But in a letter, September 16th, just a couple of days ago, the SSA Commissioner, Frank Bisignano, provided actual data to Fox News. So this is an exclusive article right here. He said the agency is more transparent and performing better under the Trump administration than it did under the prior administration, and the documents reflect the SSA's position. I'm going to show you these exact documents, not go too much into it, but what he said here is SSA currently reports nearly 3 times the number of data elements on the performance webpage under Trump than it did under Biden administration. He also says these facts conclusively demonstrate that you are wrong in alleging lack of transparency. He also pushed up against Elizabeth Warren, saying that the SSA has made improvements in customer service with shorter wait times on the phones in offices, as well as reduced backlogs. Bisignano said 81% of performance measures are better than before. And according to SSA's data, wait times have dropped from 29 minutes in 2024 to 16 minutes, 16 minutes in 2025, and down to 9 minutes in August. Also saying that the agency's goal is to become digital first, so have everything run digital. And as I mentioned before, he urged Elizabeth Warren to work with the SSA instead of spreading what he called fear-mongering and reckless lies that Social Security is going away, saying the time has come to stop weaponizing Social Security and that the American people do not want a Social Security war room. They want their leaders to protect and preserve Social Security, just as President Trump promised. Now, this is a bunch of data right here. I'll zoom in a bit, but to be honest, I don't know how to read this. I was looking, it shows, I guess, the wait times, goes through exact, all the data, I guess, that goes against it. Now, to be honest, again, I haven't gone through it, so I don't know fully. And the office of Elizabeth Warren did not immediately respond to this. So, battle going back and forth. Frank Bisignano providing receipts saying that things are getting better at the SSA. Elizabeth Warren, no response, but I'll let you know what she says there. Before we get into the video clip, I want to show this to you also. How will interest rate cuts impact my Social Security checks? Big question here, if you're not familiar with the interest rate cuts, how it relates to Social Security. I'm going to go over all of that, but first let me play the most recent video clip of Frank Bisignano, Social Security Commissioner. Take a listen.
Warning of a 1929-style depression in a letter to federal appellate court, currently weighing the future of the tariffs, all as we approach the 90th anniversary of the Social Security Act this week. Joining us here at Post 9 is Social Security Commissioner Frank Bisignano. It's great to have you,
Great to
Commissioner.
be here with you all.
I mean, we haven't talked to you. You were leading this big company, Fiserv, and financial, payments company, and now you're leading Social Security in America. How different is that?
Well, many of the things are very much the same. At Fiserv, I used to say we served every American household. And today we have more than 300 million Americans who have Social Security numbers, and they're live in the system. People like to talk about the 70 million plus beneficiaries, and we do make those payments every month. But I think that's one piece of the equation. And we're running a digital business now. We have more transactions online than anywhere else. And the bold goal here is 200 million digital users by the end of next year. That's 200 million. Today we have 75 million. We've grown that a bunch in the past 5 months. We've taken the website, which used to be down for service hours 29 hours a week, and now it's up 100% of the time. We're in a digital transformation for Social Security.
What about this federal appellate court warning about a depression if the tariffs get overturned and people losing their benefits?
Well, my view is that the president is driving this incredible agenda. It's my honor to serve. It's a multi-part attack that he's doing. And any one element somebody could pick on, but if you look at the totality of what he's doing, he's driving growth, he's bringing world peace, and everybody's going to have something to say about the other side. I mean, people said when I took Social Security, I was going to break it. If you look at my career, I think it's quite the opposite, and we're doing it right now, technically fixing it.
Well, the concern in this case was regarding the courts and how they view some of these emergency tariffs. Do you think the market at least is underpricing the risk that the court would vote or would rule that some of these tariffs are not in fact constitutional?
It's not necessarily. It's not necessarily mine, but I don't think the market's doing anything other than what it normally does. It evaluates risk. There's lots of really smart people out there, and there's always going to be somebody picking on something that we're doing.
Now that you've sort of had the books open to you, do you feel more or less comfortable about the curve, the Social Security benefits curve, and its sustainability, its ability to keep its promise at least to a large group of living Americans?
I feel really good. I really feel really good about it. To me, the first job in protecting and preserving was to get the foundation right, to have the American public served in a way they've never been served before. If it used to take 30 minutes to answer the phone, now it takes single digits within the first 100 days here. I think that foundation allows the trust fund, and that would be 4 trustees, myself being one of them, Treasury Secretary, Labor Secretary, and HHS, Congress, and the White House to come together on what the future is.
But isn't the future insolvency? Isn't that the hard truth about Social Security?
We will always face a curve, and there will always be a solution, right? I mean, if you hear what people forecast, it's 83% in 33, we're in 25. There's lots of time to fix this. And I think the first job was to get Social Security to perform well, right? It wasn't performing well operationally, and to serve the American public so people feel great about it. I have no concern about the future.
Were you, in the earlier part of the year where we were talking about DOGE and the hollowing out of agencies and people getting fired and rehired, did it feel visceral to you? Were you part of that?
Well, if you remember, I was sitting right here after my last earnings call, which was in February, and you asked, are you going to work with DOGE? And I said, I'm fundamentally DOGE. I spent my whole career making things more efficient and higher quality. Well, that went viral, right? and the reality is we have an SSA organization. We have great engineers. The time that I came on the job in May, nothing odds happened except progress. That's it, progress. People would root against us, but it's not working.
More efficient, for sure, lower wait time, and all that's good, better customer service. But what about the deficit problem?
Well, making proper payments, which, you know, we announced the other day that if the Inspector General found $17 billion in improper payments, we already reduced half of that. So proper payments matter. Remember, it's just not retirement, it's disability, it's SSI. There's a lot of work on disability that still can be done. So I think we will make it more efficient. And I think as the curve continues to be studied, you know, the time will be, my 100th day will be on the 90th anniversary on Thursday. I expect when we get to the latter half of the year and into next year, we'll be talking about what to do about solvency.
What are your thoughts there on what the SSA commissioner had to say? I'm going to be honest, he seemed a little more lively there than I have seen him in other interviews. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right, so how will interest rate cuts impact my Social Security checks? Big question. As you may have seen in recent news about interest cuts, and if you're taking Social Security, you may be wondering if this will affect your benefits. If you're receiving Social Security, fear not. Your benefits will not be directly impacted by events such as interest rate cuts because they are stable and do not change with the economy. Here's why Social Security payments themselves are not affected by interest rate cuts and what is affected. So basically, Social Security is something completely different than the economy. Social Security payments may go up or down through the COLA depending on inflation in the economy, but interest rate cuts, it could go really low, it could go really high. This will not affect your Social Security whatsoever. So whatever you hear in the news from other people, interest rates will not affect your Social Security check. Hopefully that clarifies things. If you appreciate how I showed you the video clips, showed you the facts, laid everything out for you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security videos like this. And that is all the news that I have today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Belle's tip of the day.
Hi guys, my name is Bella. This is the tip of the day. If you make a mistake, then it's okay. You learn from your mistake, it makes you a better person. So it's okay. It's okay. We still love you. We like you a lot. Bye.
A brand new Social Security proposal has been released. It is backed by Bernie Sanders and a few other Democrats, called the Keeping Billionaires Out of Social Security Act. I go over the details in this video right over here, so click that now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.